the sport's most successful driver in history. This man, Lewis Hamilton.
Lewis Hamilton
will be joining the
red of Ferrari from 2025
on a multi-year contract. It's been confirmed.
Is going to be leaving Mercedes. Yes, leave the team that he's become so synonymous with. He signed a multi-year contract and he replaces Carlos Sainz.
Lewis Hamilton to Ferrari is the greatest transfer ever in Formula One history. Neither Prost, when he left McLaren for Ferrari, was a four-time world champion, nor Schumacher, when he retired from racing from Ferrari to return 4 years later in Formula One with Mercedes. Not even Sebastian Vettel, when he moved from Red Bull to Ferrari, being as well as a four-time world champion. There doesn't exist a driver that has ever won 6 out of 7 world titles with the same team, and then switched to a rival team in this way. We've seen the best Formula One drivers joining Ferrari, from Fangio to Lauda, from Prost to Schumacher, and now there will be Lewis Hamilton. Lewis Hamilton's move to Ferrari has left Formula One fans worldwide in awe. It's been a completely unexpected event. The news was kept tightly under wraps by Ferrari's top brass, as only a very select few knew of the deal. Truth be told, some rumours had surfaced several months prior, but it all seemed like unfounded speculation by the media to grab attention. Yet, within those leaked rumours laid the initial approaches between Ferrari president John Elkann and Lewis Hamilton, with hopes of bringing the 39-year-old from Stevenage to the most prestigious team in the paddock. Nobody expected such a move, especially from a driver like Hamilton, whose mindset and habits are vastly different from the distinctive environment at Ferrari. The news was shocking also because Hamilton had always been faithful to his creed. The British driver had been nurtured from his karting days by McLaren, debuting in Formula One with the McLaren Mercedes team when the two brands were still united. Since 2010, Mercedes decided to break away and acquire the former Brawn GP team for the symbolic sum of £1, founding their own team destined for countless successes in the years to come. However, after 11 years of success with the Brackley-based team, Hamilton decided to embark on a completely uncertain new adventure in hopes of achieving success once again, this time with Ferrari. Fully aware that he had practically reached the end of his sporting career, the Englishman will dedicate himself to the most famous team in the world. Such market transfers of this magnitude are rare in Formula One. Hamilton's move to Ferrari has reignited the enthusiasm of Italian fans, as well as those who rarely watch Formula One. The news was so revolutionary that when it became official, everyone was talking about it. Hamilton's move to Ferrari is the biggest transfer ever in the history of F1. No champion has ever made such a groundbreaking decision. Not even Michael Schumacher's example holds up, as the German driver retired in 2006 and stopped racing for 4 years before returning to the fledgling Mercedes team. Hamilton has done something even greater and bolder. After signing a 2-year deal with Mercedes for 2024 and 2025, the Briton reserved himself the option to leave in 2025 and embrace Ferrari's cause, without any year-long break, from one season to the next. And it's also for this reason that this move is so sensational. But that's not all. There is another key aspect that must be included in the discussion. The drivers Ferrari will have on the grid from 2025 will form one of the strongest pairs that the entire Formula One sport has ever seen. The Hamilton-Leclerc duo is an explosive combination of talent and experience, but with two different driving styles and personalities. On one side, the 7-time world champion prodigy arrives in his twilight years to try to become the most successful driver ever for the most significant team in the sport. While on the other side, the young Monegasque driver embodies pure talent at its highest level, capable of doing things that ordinary drivers wouldn't know how to do, and being able to achieve results out of the car's potential. In the entire history of Formula One, there have been very few cases where we've had pairs of top-level drivers. The Hamilton-Leclerc duo can only be compared to examples like the Lauda-Prost couple in 1984 and 85, or the Senna-Prost pair in 1988 and 89, and ultimately the McLaren team in 2007, formed by the two youngsters Lewis Hamilton and Fernando Alonso. Unfortunately, these pairs didn't last long, because it's well known that Formula One is ruthless. Even though the team is made up of two drivers, in the end, only one can win, and when rivalries heat up, a rupture is almost inevitable. Leclerc is the present and future of the Scuderia, while Hamilton's contract would include a 2-year deal plus an optional 3rd year. And there's no doubt that neither of the two drivers will race just for the sake of it. The goal will be to win, but only one of them will truly succeed. In addition to the sporting aspect, we can't ignore the economic aspect. For this reason, the Hamilton-Ferrari agreement is one of the most important ever. In addition to the details we've just discussed, the Ferrari driver will earn a variable annual sum ranging from $50 million to $100 million with bonuses. On this aspect, the information published so far by various news outlets is something conflicting, and all the details have not yet been disclosed. Also because the contract will certainly contain very specific clauses and details to satisfy both parties. One aspect we can reveal, however, is that Ferrari, thanks to the commitment of its president John Elkann, will undertake to support Lewis in a role even after his exit from the world of competition, financially contributing to his Mission 44 Foundation and creating a €250 million investment fund through the family company Exor to invest in Lewis's projects and turn him into a Ferrari brand ambassador. The last aspect that must be mentioned when discussing such a big market transfer is that in the world of Formula One, driver transfers aren't the only things that make the difference. Formula One, as strange as it may seem, is a team sport. The drivers ultimately have the task of driving as best as possible and winning, but all this would not be possible without the work of thousands of mechanics and engineers who are responsible for the development and reliability of the cars. Lewis's move to Ferrari was not dictated solely by economic, sporting, and image aspects, but also by interpersonal relationships. Ferrari's current team principal, Frederic Vasseur, was the one who guided and supported Hamilton on his journey through the feeder formulas, which is why Lewis also showed initiative and trust in choosing Ferrari, a choice that is currently insecure given the future. But Lewis seems to have glimpsed something more, also because Vasseur has been successfully working for several months to bring significant technicians to Ferrari, snatched from other rival teams, one of whom is Loic Serra, former director of performance at the Mercedes team, a person Hamilton knows very well and greatly respects. 2025 is a year eagerly awaited by every F1 enthusiast. The idea of having one of the youngest and most talented drivers on the grid paired with one of the most experienced and successful drivers in F1 history is the same team as a dream come true. If Ferrari manages to create a car capable of competing for the top positions, we could witness one of the most thrilling rivalries of all time. It will certainly be a daunting task for Ferrari's team principal, Frederic Vasseur, to figure out how to manage these two drivers, especially since they share the same ambition while with different driving styles. Therefore, it'll also be important from a technical standpoint to create a car that can beat the competition while accommodating both driving styles. However, we cannot rule out the possibility that the marriage between Hamilton and the Ferrari environment may not work, or that perhaps the relationship with Charles may deteriorate for some reason. We will see a different Lewis, who perhaps for the first time is not the favourite son and will surely be obliged to work hard and get used to the Ferrari environment that surrounds him, possibly providing useful insights to revive the prancing horse one more time. And this is why Hamilton to Ferrari is the biggest market transfer ever in Formula One. Let's get ready to witness one of the most significant rivalries that has ever existed in the entire history of Formula One. How do you think Charles and Lewis will deal with each other?